Sometimes the best self-care is not beating yourself up for not doing enough self-care. This week, we talk about those times when your self-care practice is doing nothing at all because you can't even. And because it's us, we criticize the people who seem to have nothing but time for self-care because they're clearly fake. And then we go down a wormhole about dreams. Damn, Pitney's dreams are way better than mine.
Welcome to Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique!
We may be awful,
But we're right! We are a little past the halfway point of the year of self-care. And I've been kind of thinking about, as I've been kind of, it was all really gung-ho at the beginning, and I had all kinds of ideas, and I had a big, long list, and, my big, giant list has been running out, so I've been sort of scrambling for topics and whatnot, and I've been thinking about it in a different way, and one of the things I've really been thinking about is that it might not be a bad idea to kind of do a little bit of a check-in, because I know I personally have been having some feelings regarding self-care, without going too much into what's been going on with me, but I don't think it's that unusual, so I think it's worth talking about, and I think it might be a good topic just sort of in general, that this week's self-care topic is to just talk about when your self-care practice isn't one. Mm-hmm. When you have every intention of taking care of yourself, and you know you can, and you know you should, but you just realize that, a week has gone by, and you really haven't been very good to yourself. And I think...
Well, yeah, and it's hard. It's like you can't meditate every night, or you can't do a card reading every night, or you can't do lighting a candle every night, or whatever it is for your own self that you want to do.
I mean, God, even when it comes with that, I try, those types of things, I only try to do that twice a month. I only do it on the new moon and the full moon. Oh my God, so cute. A couple nights ago, my husband, a couple of days late, flipped his calendar, to the new month, and noticed that I guess he just happened to notice that the new moon was coming up, because we're recording this the day before the new moon. And he goes, "Oh, I noticed that the new moon was Sunday. I just want to make sure that you knew that in case you wanted to do something."
See, and that's
so cute, because he knows that, even though he doesn't, hello sirens, even though he doesn't know what I do, he just knows that it's my time, and I just do my own little thing, and I try to just kind of have my own little quiet time, twice a month, and I swear to God, 2 weeks ago, on the last full moon, I didn't do shit. And it was...
Oh, I didn't either. I think we talked about it. Remember, I had gone out.
The full moon was on my birthday. It was on my birthday. And I was excited that the full moon was on my birthday. I was like, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to really do it up big because it's my birthday, and it's really special to me. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, I went out to let the dog out in the middle of the night, and I was like, oh, it's the full moon. Oh, okay, too late. I'm going to go back to bed.
Yeah. And because my husband and I had gone on a little trip, where the week of our anniversary and my birthday, we went and we stayed out in a little Airbnb cabin out in the woods. And so like a couple nights before my birthday, so it was almost the full moon but not quite the full moon. We were sitting in a hot tub under the moon, and on the night of the full moon, I was so not into it that I was like, I I took a naked shower under the full moon, under the almost full moon 2 nights ago. That fucking counts. I don't have to do anything.
See, that's nice. Yeah, and I just remember when I was teaching at the bookstore every
Oh
week,
God.
I remember a couple times a year, I would do what I would call like a spiritual check-in.
Yeah.
Because I know people, myself included, even though I was the teacher,
Yeah.
didn't do all the shit that I taught about every week,
Right. Right.
So we would do a meditation. We would go around the circle and kind of talk about, what we should be doing that we're not doing. And I would have little candles for everybody so we could do, like a focusing little candle spell. And I'd everybody pick a tarot card so they could focus on that to see like what they needed to focus on upcoming to try to reattune themselves to like a mindful life.
Right.
Because it's hard. You get lost in the minutia,
Oh yeah. Well, and it's like even the things that I try to incorporate into, literal self-care things like taking a shower and brushing my teeth. Like even the things where I try to turn different things that I've done throughout the year, the different segments that I've done, talking about turning brushing your teeth into a meditative practice or a mindfulness practice, or trying to, be really, really take care of your skin, or really take care of, oh my God, I was doing really good for a while of like the taking care of your feet. Someone is shooting off fireworks. Are you fucking kidding me? I fucking hate my neighbors sometimes. I don't know who's shooting off fireworks. But I'm not kidding. It's like I was doing a really good job of like lotioning my feet and taking good care of my feet until one day, like my foot, this little spot on the bottom of my left foot started really hurting, and it was really bothering me. And it took me a while to realize I had a corn on the bottom of my foot, which is not where corns usually are.
Mm-mm.
But part of the problem was it's because I've been in the house and I'm not wearing shoes. Most of the time when you get a corn, it's on the top of your toe, and it's caused by your shoe. So when you're Googling what's this thing on my foot, you're not gonna find what I have, because this isn't what people get. They get it on the knuckle of their toe, or on the side of their pinky toe or something. So I had to spend a couple of weeks putting corn remover pads and chemically dissolving a corn on the bottom of my foot, because I stopped paying attention to what was going on. Like all of a sudden I had this growth on my foot that you would have thought it happened like 2 seconds ago. It wasn't there, and suddenly it was. And if I had been paying attention, it would never have gotten to that point. It would have been taken care of, And I don't know how it happened. Like the second I stopped paying attention to my foot, something started going wrong with my foot. And that's what got me thinking about it. That I just, like, within the last week or so, finally got rid of that fucking thing on my foot. And it really got me thinking, like, I have to really... And also, Jesus, stress level wise, without talking about what's causing my stress lately, but the last 2 weeks, now I can fall asleep. I'm really good at falling asleep, but lately I can't stay asleep for shit. I have been having nightmares every fucking night. I wake up every couple hours. I have been a fucking zombie. And I got a massage this morning. I haven't had a massage in a while. I got a massage. I was so out of it on the table. I was loopy because I haven't slept. And I told her, I warned her, I said, I might fall asleep. I said, I am a bundle of knots because I'm so fucking tense. But I may just fall asleep on you because I'm so out of my mind from not sleeping. And it's like, I totally am like on the verge of falling apart. And I know it's because I'm not taking care of myself. But I also know that I'm doing the best I can do.
Yeah.
And I have to give myself a break. I cannot beat myself up about, well, you're not meditating enough, or you're not. It's like, when was I supposed to do that? I have shit to do. And I know, and I know that, like, when I do my self-care segments, that I'm always being very scoldy about, if you really do make yourself a priority, you will find time to do it. And that's true. You can, but we always forget, because some of us have the tendency to not make ourselves a priority because we're too busy making everyone else in the world a priority.
Oh, yeah, because I remember, it's like, if you talk to my students, they were all, I mean, I had people that were fans and really looked up to me, which I find very fascinating.
Oh, I'm always like, God,
but
what could possibly be wrong with you if you think if you think I have my shit together? Oh my God.
Yeah, but and I was teaching all my classes and doing my workshops and stuff. I think people that didn't really know me, they just knew me from that context, they had this vision that I was always like so calm and so balanced and so together, and that I meditated every day and
because they only saw you
did
in
card
that
readings
room.
every day
Yeah.
and did ritual every week. And I mean, I wish I did all that,
But you also had a real job, and
yeah, but that is simply not the case. Like,
oh my
I would
God.
throw my angry, unbalanced shit out the door and then walk into the bookstore and do my class
Well, yeah, and
and be like
sometimes,
the person that I wish I was.
well, and sometimes you're driving to
You
the class,
know.
and your car was a piece of shit, and you're driving over there pissed off that, oh my God, I have to take my car into the shop. God damn it. And
Oh,
it's like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you can't drop that on your students when you walk in the door.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't know about that.
And there were also the times of like, oh my God, I hope I make some money tonight because I don't have enough gas in the car to fucking get home.
There you go. Exactly.
There was definitely those nights too. But I never let them see that,
Right, exactly. Oh my God. Oh yeah.
because I can like teach a good game. And as far as like when I'm doing my, card readings for people and stuff, I'm really good about talking about the lessons of the cards and how it can apply to your life and what people not should do per se, but maybe what they should look at.
Right.
So I'm really, really, really good at that. And people think that I'm just like, oh, he's so together, but oh, yeah, no, girl, I'm not.
Oh Lord.
And I'm a mess. I hardly do anything anymore. I've been trying, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, you can see it. See, I'm turning my head. You see me turning my head?
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at my altar,
Yeah.
which is beautiful and gorgeous,
Yeah. I'm looking at mine too.
but it's been the same for a month,
Oh yeah,
and I have not touched it since then.
mine needs to be cleaned
That's
so
not
bad.
cool, but that's how somehow you don't have time.
I'm always switching out, because that's since I only do full moon and new moon, I only put new flowers every 2 weeks, which
Mm-hmm.
means even if I keep up with keeping the water in, those flowers were cut 2 weeks ago or a month ago, and so there's dead flower petals all over the place. You think I clean that shit up? I would have to take everything off my altar. It's like, you think I do that? Please.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
my God.
I know.
Most of my flowers hang from those little vases that hang from the tension bar that's in the window. That windowsill that's behind my altar, it's so filthy. It's disgusting. There is dirt and filth all over it. Sometimes the water spills over. You think I clean that up? No. As long as there ain't like
Oh, I know.
as long as there ain't like bugs and shit on it, it's like, nope, it's fine. You know. As long as nothing catches fire, we're in good shape.
But I think everybody is guilty of that. But, the interesting thing is, so I say, oh, I don't have time, blah, 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 for the things that will be nurturing and healthy and introspective. And you know what I mean? Just healthy.
Right.
Like spiritual vitamins, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have time for that, but I certainly have time to play Skyrim for 10 hours a week.
Sure.
Or I have time to smoke half a pack of cigarettes a day.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? So, of course, there is time to do this stuff that you should do because it's like a vitamin for the soul and it's important and healthy. But you say you don't have time, but you do. But I'm guilty of it too.
But yeah, there's...
And it's like, what do you do? Like, what do you do?
That's there's the things, everybody has the things that we do that are distracting, but then before you know it, 2 hours just went by.
Yeah.
And you haven't done shit. And maybe you needed that. Maybe you just needed to sit still and kind of do nothing. Maybe that was what you needed because something was compelling you to sit there. But at the same time, you can't. But yeah, it probably would have been better if, not that I do yoga, but, if I was sitting in a more comfortable position, if I wasn't, maybe it would have been better if I wasn't holding my phone at a weird, awkward angle and hurting my neck.
Because, of course, I blame it all on where I'm living now. I cannot smoke in the house.
Oh, well.
And if I could smoke in the house, I would do readings. I would do journaling. I would do ritual. I would do meditations if only I could smoke in the house.
You smoked in your house in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And you still played Skyrim 50 hours a week.
But I can't do a reading without a cigarette. I can't journal without a cigarette.
You can't?
Oh, no. I can barely shower without smoking.
God, I'm glad I don't smoke.
Oh, the most glamorous thing in the whole world is smoking in the shower.
I don't know. I think drinking a beer in the shower is pretty cool.
Oh, I've done that too.
I mean, they should make like suction cuppy things for you, to hold, put your beer in when you're in the shower.
But I love, like, you're taking a therapeutic bubble bath with all these herbs that are so soothing and magical, and then you're smoking, and then you just ash in that tub.
Oh. Oh, my God.
Hey, this is Kate. I'm a forensic psychologist and crisis clinician, and I collect stories. Everything from true crime to trauma to parenthood. There's a lot more in common between depression and sociopathy, or between serial killers and podcasters, than you might think. Are you sure you really want to know? This is Ignorance Was Bliss at iwbpodcast.com and IWB Podcast on social media.
Say though, there is one thing about the concept of having enough time. A couple of years ago, I took one of the rare times that I take an actual vacation, and the book that I took with me, for a while, I ended up not finishing this book because I got to a point in the book where I came to a realization about the author. And I won't say who she is, but let's just say it's, a woman writing about, like, female empowerment and whatever. And it's not that the stuff she was saying is bullshit. But it's kind of bullshit. I mean, the idea behind it is great. And she's not necessarily wrong. But she also... It doesn't take a whole book to say what she's saying. So her book is filled with all these personal stories of, her life, her journey, and her realizations, and how she came to realize that her snooch was talking to her or whatever. And, because being a lady, and that, her snooch was the seat of her magical powers and whatever. Okay. So anyway, after a while, I mean, I'm reading this book and I'm feeling, I'm realizing things like, I'm realizing some things that are like, okay, that's useful to me. There's certain things in the book that I felt like I sort of took to heart, and I felt like were going to be helpful to me. But after a while, I started to realize this woman lived in New York. She had an apartment. No, actually, I shouldn't say that. She had a brownstone in New York. Which means she had, like, basically like a townhome. Like a multi-level home.
Which is probably worth, what, $6 million or some
and
shit, right? Anyway.
Claims, according to her, this is when she was basically, like, destitute as a single mother. And she was just, realizing the power of her pussy or whatever. And she was taking all these classes where she was, like, going to these, like, meditation classes where everyone all sits in a room and they all have an orgasm together or whatever. And I'm going, okay, first of all, malarkey. And second of all, fucking rich white woman bullshit. Don't talk about how you were struggling as a single mother. Who paid your fucking bills, lady? Who bought you that goddamn house? What was your job? And she would talk about, like, it was so Amanda Chantal Bacon. I can't not invoke the name of Amanda Chantal Bacon right now, because she would talk about, like, what you should do when you get up in the morning is you should get up and have, just sit in the open window with the morning sun streaming in and drink a nice cup of herbal tea and journal. And journal for 30 minutes. And then you should dance for 30 minutes. And then you should talk to your pussy for 30 minutes. And then
don't forget about going out in the sun and raising your legs to put your asshole to the sun for 30 minutes.
I mean, it's like she goes on and on about all these wonderful, empowering, soul nurturing things that you're supposed to do. And when I reach the point of the book where I start thinking, at what point am I supposed to go to my job? At what point am I supposed to make my goddamn paycheck? Because somehow the way she lives her life makes no fucking sense to me. And it's like, well, God, yeah, if I had nothing better to do than enrich my soul all day, yeah, I would probably be pretty goddamn blissed out too. If I could do nothing but dance around my house all day and I didn't have a goddamn care in the world, sure. But I think that's what the wellness community and the self-care bullshit, that's what people think they're supposed to aspire to. And I think we did talk about that a little bit at the very, very beginning of all this.
Yeah.
And I think that's the shit that causes people to, no matter what they're doing to try to take care of themselves and to try to be good to themselves, it's hard to not look at some bitch on Instagram with her goddamn, a picture of a tiny pumpkin. I highly recommend everyone look up on YouTube Bo Burnham's White Woman's Instagram song. Just trust me. It's from his last Netflix special, and you can just see that clip. It's everything. And it's basically everything that's infuriating about this bullshit. And it's about the Amanda Chantal Bacons of the world, basically.
Yeah, because I can guarantee you, I mean, I don't know Amanda Chantal Bacon.
We would hate her so much if we met her.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people that taught at the bookstore. I know a lot of people in that community. And I know a lot of people that, teach their workshops here and there and everywhere. And I can guarantee you, there ain't one of them that live that life.
Oh, I know.
Everybody wants to.
Yeah.
But it's not realistic, and nobody does. I don't even think fucking Ram Dass meditated and chanted for hours every day. And he's like the most holy man that I know. You know what I mean? It's just, you just can't. You can't.
You know that dude every so often just ate a box of Twinkies.
Oh, yeah. No, when he was, fabulously like, he was an old gay, sexually free hippie. So you know that he was, drinking wine and sucking dick and partying and having fun, and then would do his spiritual stuff a couple times a week.
Right.
Maybe. But it wasn't this day-to-day thing, like he's like a fucking monk. And I think that people think they need to be that.
Yeah.
And that's not even MC Yogi. Yes. His job is a yoga teacher and making
fabulous, awesome music,
hip-hop music about the Hindu gods. But do you think he spends 24/7 being this spiritual space? Fuck no. No. He goes out and he goes shopping and he drinks beer and he hangs out with his friends and he's like, oh my God, I gotta stop drinking because I have fucking 7 a.m. yoga class tomorrow morning. Just like everybody else.
And and he has to take a dump every day just like anybody else.
And I'm sorry, MC Yogi, if you're listening to this, I hope that's not offending you, because I don't know that you're drinking and that you have to be like, oh, I have to get up at 7 in the morning and fuck this. But you probably are, and you understand the sentiment, right?
And and when I say that MC Yogi takes a dump every day, the thing is, he's really hot when he takes a dump every day. Not that I'm into that, but I mean, he can't help it.
No, but I'm saying it's like everybody, and it's like these books. And I'm guilty of this too in my classes. I'm talking about stuff like, oh, you always have to be mindful of blah, 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 and be aware of, the influence of, the goddess in this month because blah, 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 blah. You can't live your life like that.
Yeah, you're thinking about that when you're writing that thing, but you're not thinking about that the rest of the time. Yeah.
But I think the people that read that stuff and the people that, come to my classes or go, read MC Yogi's books or, whatever, or read Colette Baron Reed's books, I think they think that we all have this 24/7 utterly mindful spiritual life, and that is simply not the case.
And frankly, I think if somebody did have that kind of life, I would be suspicious of it.
Oh yeah, because then they're a cult leader.
Yeah, there would be a level of privilege that makes me suspicious of, well, where did you get your money? And who's paying your bills? And what, I mean...
Yeah, because, because then you have a cult leader, leaning back and he's pink bikini briefs with some whores massaging his crotch with oil I mean, come on, yeah, that's not realistic, yeah. But I think people that read those books and go to those classes, they think that us people that teach those classes and write those books and stuff, they think that we live like that.
Yeah.
But nobody can live like that other than a monk, and I don't even think monks live like that.
I think they can for short periods of time. Like, that's why you do, like, retreat things where you get, like a week of really intense, like, I'm just gonna eat really clean and I'm gonna, meditate as much as I can or whatever, but you can't sustain that.
Oh, I guess I'm sorry. Monks, they read novels and they're on Facebook and they jack off every night and they're blah, blah, blah. Monks are not, I'm sure. I mean, come on, they are. That's humanity, right? They may be more in tune with the spiritual, but nobody is like this thing. Or, nobody is like, oh, I need to eat healthy or I need to exercise or... Yes, you do. But unless you're totally OCD, do you do that every day? No. And if you do, there's other unhealthy shit going on that you need to go to therapy for.
Yeah, if your life is so regimented and scheduled that there's certain things and you're so, 5:00, it's time for Wapner. I mean, if your life is like, no, yeah. I do this, and then at this time I do this, and then I eat this, and then I go do this, and then I shower, and then I do this. It's like, no, that's a problem. And that's also not a life.
Oh, hell no.
There has to be some, surprises in there. And sometimes, unfortunately, surprises is waking up in the middle of the night from a really fucking terrifying nightmare, but I guess that's what being alive is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Bitchin' Boutique.
Yes.
I think we need to give them a thing, Spike. We can give them a drop that they can play on their
yes,
show.
I think we've got to find some time and get time to do that.
Right now. I think we should do it right now. Look, I'll show you how easy it is, Spike. Watch this. I'm just going to do it live.
Okay, do it live.
Like that bloke screams. I'm just going to do it live. Watch this. Hi, this is Dr. Dan from the Two Skeptical... I can't do it now. Look, I can't speak. Too much pressure. I'll try again. Take 52. Hi, this is Dr. Dan from the Two Skeptical Chaps podcast, and you are listening to the most bitchin' boutique. See? That was easy, wasn't it?
Okay.
They could send us one, we could play it as.
Yeah.
Right, you do it.
Yeah.
Right,
what do you want me to say?
Whatever comes to mind.
Hi, this is Spike from the Two Skeptical Chaps podcast, who ain't no bitch, but you're listening to the Bitchin' Boutique.
Oh, that was good. I hope they use that. Let's see if they cut it and put it in their next show.
Diplomatic community.
Imagine a week's worth of nightmares where every night you woke up in the middle of the night from a nightmare about a Zoom call. Because the following week you were going to be on a Zoom call every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was causing anxiety.
It was a major
anxiety.
I mean, that's a very specific thing to have a nightmare about.
Yeah. But, I've dreamt of dead relatives for the last 3 nights.
Oh, shit.
Because my last surviving aunt just died.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it really affected me, but I seriously dreamt of dead relatives for the last 3 nights.
Oh, God.
They weren't particularly sad dreams.
Were they visiting you? Was it... I'm just curious.
They were just... It was like these circumstances in these places, and they were just there. There was no sadness. There was no nothing. They were just there like everyday life used to be here.
Right. My mom's
when my family was alive.
My mom's been showing up in my dreams a lot. Just very matter-of-factly, like she's just around. My mom's been in my dreams a lot. Although my dreams have also been really bad, but she's not part of the bad part, but she's also not helping, but
Mm-hmm.
that's probably something to talk about with my therapist.
Oh, yeah, but no, it's just really weird. Like, I'll be in Auntie Sandy's house.
Right.
And all this weird stuff will go on. And then I'll be in a house, and, oh, it's Auntie Marion's house, and, oh, my mom and Auntie Marion are sharing this big bedroom with these big beds. Oh, okay. I mean, it's just so weird. They're just, like, there.
Right.
Because I guess they're on my mind. And I guess they're all sort of like, maybe, because, Josephine just died.
Mm-hmm.
And I know mom's going through this whole, like, oh, I'm the only one left, which I know has to be traumatic. So maybe all that energy is sort of like hanging around here to try to tell my mom, like, it's okay, we're here when you're ready, whatever.
Right.
I'm just saying because that's her belief system.
Right. Well, and your mom used to see her sisters, like, in the house, so I'm wondering if she's going to start seeing them around again.
So maybe there's that energy sort of like hanging around that's making my mom say it's okay, but they're coming into my dreams, but it's fine. It's kind of, it's not bad. It's just like, oh, okay.
Right. It is interesting that all of a sudden they're just back. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, speaking of what we were just talking about, connecting it to dreams, I have always wanted to dream journal.
Oh, God.
And haven't
I
you
always
read about...
intend to, and I never do.
Yes, and I've read about these people, and I've read books of like, oh, I get up after every dream, and even if it's 3 lines, I write it down. It's like bullshit, bitch. You so do not do
I would
that.
have to turn on a light. I would never be able to go back to sleep.
Yes.
I have fantasized about having like a little tape recorder.
Yeah.
And just like talk into it. But then I know that I would wake up the next day and go back to listen to it, and it would be, and I'd be like, fuck, well, that was pointless. That would be all I would hear.
Yeah, but I know those people that write those blogs and those books and everything. Yes, it's a really cool idea, and wouldn't that be great? And I've always wanted to do that. But I'm not gonna, and I'll bet you dollars to donuts. They do not do it either.
Oh, well, I know one person who
they
does
probably
it.
might did for a little bit to write the book.
Well, I know someone who does it for his therapy. Because
like every night? Wow.
Yeah. Well, because he has nightmares every single night.
Ah. Okay. Well, I get that. Okay.
Because basically, he doesn't really have dreams that aren't nightmares, and it's like he writes them all down because he believes that he wouldn't be having those dreams if there wasn't like something to it, and so he just he's looking for patterns. He's looking for trying to figure out what his crazy brain is trying to work through.
Yeah, are they recurring or are they weird random?
It's someone I don't talk to anymore. That tells you who it is. But he used to tell me about some of them. They're usually really violent. They're violent in different ways. Sometimes it's being trapped in an apartment while there's like a big gun battle going on outside and like trying to figure out how to escape. Sometimes it's, just crazy shit, Wow.
Yeah. Because I used to have recurring nightmares, but they always involve like fear of a place.
Yeah.
And they were different. I used to have 3. But it's interesting, I had those, like for years and a lot. Like, we're talking a lot. And I didn't need to journal those because I remembered those fucking dreams.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, but all 3 of those recurrings, eventually I had a dream where I was able to have an incident in the dream where I,
solved the problem or whatever?
Answered the door or opened the lock in one case.
Okay.
or walk down the street to confront the person in another case. One case, I opened the door thinking I was going to be terrified, and the person that walked in was me.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And after those 3 dreams that sort of like fixed it, never had those dreams again. Isn't that interesting?
Were you little, like, were those like dreams you had as an adult, or were they dreams you had as a kid?
This was within the last decade, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, all my recurring dreams were when I was a kid. Like having the same thing happen over and over again. The only thing that recurs in dreams anymore, and it doesn't happen as much as it used to. I think maybe because I don't sleep as soundly as I used to, but is the thing that it took me a lifetime to realize that it wasn't that weird that I was always dreaming about having to find a toilet that wasn't either a toilet that worked or that wasn't disgusting, or that was private, like it wasn't like a public
Oh, okay, so it wasn't like the common dreams where you dream about having to pee because you have to pee. It was
I mean, I was looking for a toilet because I had to
okay.
pee, but every time I found a toilet, it was filthy or disgusting or whatever, and I couldn't pee.
Wow.
And it took me forever to figure out that was the reason why I was having that dream. Like, I thought it was something else. I thought it was... I didn't think it could possibly be that literal. Because dreams are usually something really symbolic. And I couldn't figure... I thought it was a privacy issue. I thought it was something else. And then I figured out, it's just because I always have to pee really bad when I wake up from those dreams.
See, I would have thought it would have been like it was a dark fetish and you were just fantasizing about the right mouth to piss in. You know.
That I just, I'm just looking to be someone's toilet. Or someone to be my toilet.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The right, gray-bearded, gray-mustached, toothless mouth to piss in. But anyway, but I want to tell you, so I remember, like, one of those dreams, though, that was, like, I used to have all the time. And the interesting thing is not the dream, because it's typical. It's just, like, you're in a big house, you're wandering, you don't know where you are, and you go up these stairs, and there's a doorway, and you're terrified to go in the doorway, and it's terrifying. And you've been there a million times. But in the dream, you've only been there that, you know what I mean? But the thing is, I had that over and over, but god damn it, those houses, those properties, they were always different, and they were so fucking cool. I love the dreams of
exploring huge property houses, or being in a house that was familiar, but then I've never noticed this door before, and you just open a door and there's a whole wing that you've never seen.
Yeah, I was like, I want to go to this big haunted house that's familiar to me in my dream with this big fabulous garden.
Or an apartment that's filled with the coolest furniture and tchotchkes you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's so weird, but like every single place in those dreams were like, oh my god, I totally want to go there in real life. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Every so often, one of those will be like a long, dark hallway, and it's creepy, but most of the time, it's just, whose house is this? This is my new house? Oh my god, why do I get to live in this house?
Oh, yeah, and I remember in the dreams, it's always familiar, and I know where I am.
Right.
But then I go to that, that room, or that floor, or whatever, and I'm like, oh. And I'm terrified. But they're always different, and they're so fucking cool. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Now, have you ever dreamt of, like, I have dreamt of, like, literally entire cities. Like, I've seen a cityscape with, like, bridges and sidewalks and walkways and a river going through it and apartments and buildings and I'm like, I don't know where this place is, but I really want to fucking go there. And I've dreamt about that a lot, too.
Where are you that you have the vantage point to see, like, a whole cityscape, though?
Like, I'm living in it, so I'll be, like, walking, and I'll go, like, over this bridge, and I'll sort of look down upon the water, and I'll see these bridges and these buildings.
The only thing I can think of...
And then I'll, like, go to my apartment where I live with my lover above the theater who plays the violin.
Oh, God.
And he'll be playing the violin for me, and I'll be looking out on our balcony over the water. I mean, I have, like, really vivid dreams of this city. But it's not real. But, God, I want it to be.
That's very cool.
I have my apartment there. I have my job there. I have the theater there. I have my lover there. I know that city.
Oh, my God.
But it doesn't exist.
Right.
Isn't that fascinating?
Oh my God. And the weird thing about dreams is that dream could be 15 seconds long for all you know. But because dreams are so instantaneous.
To you or me, they could, if they seem like hours sometimes, like you live this whole long thing, but it's probably, you wake up and you're like, oh shit, it's only 2:30.
Like, yeah, like you could have been in, like you could have been in a sleep study and you could have only been in REM sleep for like 3 minutes. And you could have had a whole lifetime in a dream. Yeah. Oh my God.
And I think, and all the skeptics out there, just go with this and please. I really do kind of believe in the possibility that dreams are where we are going out of body to experience other realms or possibly snippets of past lives or something that are trying to teach us something now.
Sure. Why not?
Because why else would like a 3-minute dream seem like a 12-hour day?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, there's all kinds of, there's all kinds of stuff about dreams that, like, when a dream makes sense, like it's your brain filing away all the information from that day. Like, some dreams are obviously, well, it was just because of everything that happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. But then some dreams are that. And it's like, well, there was no reason for that. There was no reason for that to be your dream.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I dream about a lot? Which is interesting. You tell, because you know me real well. You tell me what the fuck this means, because I don't know.
Lord. Okay.
I have dreamt about this a lot. Like, I'm prepared, but I'm really nervous. And I'm making my debut to be the lead singer in, like, this musical play or this opera.
Okay.
Like, I am Evita in one dream.
Okay.
And I am just singing beautifully and wonderfully, and I'm thinking I'm terrible, but everybody is like, oh, everybody loves me, and there's cheering, and the director is coming, like, oh, you were so wonderful, and I was like, oh, I just didn't even know I could do that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's always involving me being a star in a play, not a rock star, not a record star, but in a play. And I'm singing.
Right.
And I'm this big success. I have had that dream so many times.
And yet I've never had that dream once.
It's like, what the fuck, right?
And I'm the one who's had the waking fantasy of that.
Mm-hmm.
Of the, if I could flip a switch and suddenly... You know, I have specific roles in specific shows that I would want to play if I could magically just have the ability to be on a stage and do that. I have the ability to do what needs to be done. I just can't be on a stage and do it.
Yep.
Oh, my Lord. But,
yeah, because I was Evita once in a production by Guy Roberts. And apparently it was very acclaimed.
Do I know who Guy Roberts is?
He was just that guy that I worked for in Austin that time. That director, yeah.
Oh, God. You
And
actually...
I had that dream a lot. Isn't that weird?
Oh, my God.
And, like, there's no universe in the world where I could play Evita. I mean, none.
Oh, I'm sure you could play Evita.
Well, and not
Some
actually
universe.
sing it.
They could put it in your key. I mean,
Well, auto-tune. A little auto-tune.
You don't have to sing it in Patti LuPone's key,
But anyway,
or Madonna's
that
key,
was
I guess.
That was so funny, but I
my
had
God.
that dream so many times. So weird. Fascinating.
Oh, my God.
Fascinating.
Oh, my Lord.
Maybe I was a castrati opera star in an old life.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean,
And I had this fabulous lover who played the violin, and we had this balcony that overlooked this river in Venice.
Oh, my God.
That would go with the dreams, right?
It would. There definitely is something... and it's weird because, like, I can't think of any... I mean, offhand, I can't think of any time I've ever had a dream of me performing on stage. Like, any kind of big, like, tearing the house down, I don't think I've ever dreamt about that. I don't think that's ever happened. And yet, that's something that I actively fantasize about doing, but that's weird.
Oh, and you sing good. You sing beautifully.
I sing really good in my car.
Yeah, no, girl, you sing good. But no, I have
sing
this
really
thing.
good when no one can hear me.
For some weird reason, I hear Wayne Newton in my mind right now.
You mean when I did my Wayne Newton impression at that party?
Yeah, no, but I'm hearing Wayne, but I'm hearing him sing, Castrati in Venice, bringing the house down.
Is it to the tune of Winchester Cathedral?
Yes, yes.
Castrati in Venice, bring the house down. Houston. Now I want to write that.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoy our show, please take a moment to rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher.
If you send us a screenshot of your review, we'll send you a Bitchin' Boutique sticker. Everyone loves stickers.
Please subscribe or add us to your favorites wherever you get your podcasts.
Subscribers get new episodes first and are also more attractive.
Drop us a line anytime at PitneyandAmelia@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you.
Do 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 do. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.